Greetings, I am Sarah Chai Clarity, our Director of Secondary Teaching, Learning, and Equity here in the Sun Prairie Area School District, here to provide an overview of the situation and recommendations report for our 2024-25 course modifications. To begin with, it's important to know that our course modifications and revision process is all situated within our Greater Sun Prairie Area School District Curriculum Renewal and Design Plan. This design plan outlines not only the work of curriculum selection, renewal, and design, it also includes particular guidance on creating a process and timeline for educators to prepare new course proposals, current revisions, and/or course deletions. Throughout the summer and fall, curriculum leaders and department members work to review current course offerings across grades 6 through 12. And throughout that process, these modification requests are created based on the department's work. And so questions that they are looking to answer are things like, is the proposed modification part of an overall departmental review as part of the curriculum renewal and design plan? If not, what is the need that's driving the course proposal? We seek to ensure that any new course proposed would align with the mission, vision, strategic plan, and district values. Course modifications must address the adopted standards that we have formally selected for our different department areas. We also ask that course proposers seek to ensure that the courses are designed in a way that allow access to rigorous curriculum, particularly for historically marginalized populations. We seek to ensure that there is also a thought about the situation of any addition, revision, or deletion in terms of the greater course, in terms of the greater department, and any impact that that may have on the other classes within that greater department. Think about, anticipation of student interest, appropriately licensed staff, cost, funding sources, and any impact on graduation requirements. So there is a pretty lengthy process that goes into these courses, and is all done by our educators. So to sort of surmise, each year curriculum is reviewed under the leadership of our steering committee members. It is our steering committee members who create these course proposals that can again be new course offerings, revisions, sometimes a title change or another type of revision, and sometimes deletions altogether. And so these course modifications are then reviewed by the entire department, and feedback is solicited from the team. And from there, courses move forward with principal approval and a discussion among our administrators from our district to determine whether or not the course proposed will move forward or not, as outlined. And all of the approved modifications are then captured in the attached chart and will be reflected in the 2024-25 course guides. The attached chart does outline not only the 24 course proposals that came through this year, but with those course proposals, which are simply a title change and the rationale for that. There are 5 new course additions. Again, you can see the rationale for those additions. There are also 8 course revisions. And again, some of those revisions are simply changing up of the curriculum or other ways that the course is being revised, changing unit structure and things like that that require a change in the course guide. And then there were also 7 deletions. It's important that our students and families know about course changes in terms of what is new, what is not going to continue to be offered, and so on. It is important to know that when we look at deleting courses, it's typically courses that we have noticed haven't run for a very long time because there's simply not enough interest. That's generally the reason why we would remove a course. But in general, the process is to have one common course guide for all 3 of our middle schools and one common course guide for all 3 of our high schools. There are charts in the course guide that outlines the different course sequences and the different offerings. In our high school course guide in particular, there are tables and flowcharts, and every course has an individual video that's linked to it. And this year we've done a pretty thorough review to make sure that our videos are staying up to date. And then in January, our high school students have an opportunity to attend both an in-person and or an online digital course expo and hear directly from staff and other students about the courses. Pretty fun event. We have school counselors who visit our middle schools from the high school and then do their own counselor presentations within their local middle schools or within their local high schools as well. Planned SP30 presentations, and as a process we began last year that we are continuing, we have developed four-year planning process, which we're calling four-year blueprints. So our eighth graders are plotting out the courses that they are looking to take in alignment with different career cluster areas of interest from eighth grade on through high school. Those four-year blueprints actually begin a process when in seventh grade, students really dive more deeply into career education and exploration. And then in eighth grade, they continue to build upon that. They do a Dane County-wide event called Future Crest that helps them explore different career areas. And our college career life readiness coordinators then plan for the eighth grade blueprints. And the way that we do that is to align through a Google Classroom. And there are video introductions of key high school staff members, and different course offerings are shared by the college career life readiness coordinators and our school counselors, basically helping educate our eighth graders about things like credit attainment, graduation requirements, a grade point average or GPA, what's required depending upon post-secondary plans. And so there's a lot that's shared at that time. And we know that what we make in eighth grade isn't going to last the entirety of their high school career. So there is a plan to revisit those plans annually and update based on student interest that may change, course offerings that may change, and the like. We finalize the entire course registration process by the first week of February. And I just want to extend particular gratitude to our staff, both our proposers who take the time to look at curriculum and develop new courses and keep it current by revising things and then pulling off things that are no longer of interest, and also extend particular gratitude to our school counselors and our college career and life readiness coordinators who are entering into a particularly busy part of the school year and ensuring that students have access to not only understanding the bigger landscape around course selection and the impact it has on post-secondary schools, but just their individual attention to students to the extent that's possible. So thank you. I look forward to answering any questions at the upcoming board meeting on November 20th.